holies. We enter with the blood of the Lamb. We enter to worship you, Lord. We enter with the blood of the Lamb. We have come to the holies of holies. We have come through the blood of the Lamb. We have come to worship your majesty. We have entered to worship you, Lord. And we worship you as we worship you, Lord. We worship you. We worship you, for your name is holy. Your name is holy, Holy God. For your name is holy. Your name is holy, Holy God. My God, we worship you. Say we worship you, Lord. We worship you. We cast our crowns and we worship you. For your name is holy. Your name is holy. Your name is holy, God. For your name is holy. Your name is holy. Your presence is holy. Your love is holy. Your name, your name, your name, your name, your name is holy. Your name is
Your name is holy, yes. Oh, be lifted above our Lord our God. We lay our crowns and worship you. Oh, be lifted above our Lord our God. We lay our crowns and worship you. Can we do that again? Oh, See how you set me free, Messiah. You are the living God. Oh, and ain't no one like you. Daddy, see what you've done for us. See how you set us free. Make us honor. You are the living God. Oh, ain't no one like you. 'Cause agbára tó dàbí ti Jésù. 'Cause agbára tó dàbí ti Bàbá. 'Cause agbára tó dàbí ti Jésù. Agbára, agbára, agbára tó ju agbára lọ. Mahune sana ya kanaba. Marina Bruno se kanana. Marina suna kaga lekada kata. Kaya mana sanina do sanina. 'Cause you made a way.
Yes, yes, Lord. Yes, yes.
You made a way. Come on, wherever you are, lift your voice and say, You made a way. In the midst of the battles, Jesus, you made a way. When our confidence was zero, Jesus, you made a way. Made us on the when our families torn apart, you made a way for us. I don't know how, but you did it. Marabatakaya, you made a way. Don't know how, but you did it. Hey, you made a way. Don't know how, but you did it. Made a I don't know how, but you did it. You made a way. I don't know how, but you did it. To see, you opened my ears when I needed to hear. I don't know why, but I'm grateful. Don't know how, but you did it. I don't know how, but you did it. Oh, the victory we found in you, Jesus. This liberty means everything. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, you split the sea so I could walk right through it. rescued me so I can stand and say I am a child of God. Your careful hand, God, when I trust you, I don't need to understand. Make me a vessel, make me an offering, make me whatever you want me to be. I came here with nothing but all you have given me. Jesus, bring new wine out of me. Jesus, bring new wine out of me. 'Cause where there is new wine, there is new power. There is new freedom. The kingdom is here. Lay down my own flames to carry on new fire today. 'Cause where there is new wine, there is no power. There is no freedom. The kingdom is here. Lay down to carry on new fire today. 'Cause where there is new wine, there is no power. There is no freedom. The kingdom is here. I lay down my whole life to carry a new fire today. So we sing, make me a vessel, make me an offering, make me whatever you want me to be. God, I came here with nothing. Oh, you have given me. Jesus, new wine out of me. Jesus, bring new wine. Jesus, bring new wine out of me. Sing it one more time. Jesus, bring new wine. Jesus, bring out of me.
Oh, shada da da da, hunana kada ya da, ea na na na, kaya da le, shada da 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 da, oh kaya da le, oh kaya da le, I put you in front, hey, hey, in front of my melody. You are all that matters. Da 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 da. You are all that matters. Oh da 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 da. I'll make room for two, for two, for two. You and I, you and I, you and I, Jesus. Da da da. You are all that matters. Oh kaya da da da. You are all that matters. I'll put you in front. I'll put you in front. Front of my melody. Front of my melody. You are all that matters. Yes, you are all. You are all. You are all. You are all. I'll make room for two. I'll make room for two. You and I, Jesus. You and I, Jesus. You are all that matters. You are all that matters. You are all that matters. Jesus is what we call you. Jesus is what we call you. It's you that we see. It's you that we see. It's you that we see. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. It's you that we see. It's you that we see. It's you that we see. Ebesina Chukuno so Ogini bun so buki Imana dia digire kaya da oh wanemo Ekada da chideske ike Itayadi Chipotiga twasi Say, tell me why you giving up on God. It's not a man that it should lie. Tell me why you giving up on Him. I say, tell me why you giving up on God. Oh, there's joy in the morning. There is joy. There is joy in the morning. God is able to do just what He says. What has God promised you this year, He will do. It's not too late. 2020 is not over. He's gonna fulfill every promise, every promise, every promise, every promise, every promise, every promise. Don't give up on God. He will not fail you. He will not fail you. He will not fail you. Don't give up on God, 'cause He won't give up on you. He's able. Hallelujah.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Harvesters International Christian Center Online. That's Harvesters Online. And welcome to the Midweek service. And today we're having a very interesting talk today. We've been having talks over the week about businesses and just basically trying to inspire everyone going through some sort of downtime and they're wondering what's the next thing. And we want to let you know that there are people who are really doing very well in their businesses, and that's why we're having these talks and these interviews. And I just want you to concentrate, don't get distracted with anything you're doing, and just put your mind to what you're listening to and catch one or two things. Today we have somebody very special who I'll be talking to. He's the founder and CEO of Price Point, and I want you, wherever you are, just welcome Mr. Tayo to this service. Welcome, Mr. Tayo.
Thank you very much.
And today, Mr. Tayo, I just want to say, just tell us a little bit about your business.
Sure. So Price Point Wholesale Club is the first members-only wholesale club in Nigeria. It's if you're familiar with Costco or Sam's Club, it's very similar to that business concept. We sell things at prices that are better than the open wholesale market. So if you're someone that shops in O'Carry or any of those places, we're actually better priced than them. We actually serve supermarkets as well as families that buy a little bit in bulk. So if you're thinking about wholesale, we like to use that word wholesale because we're not retail, but we're also not wholesale in the usual sense of the word. So we sell things that what a family would require for a month. So I'm sure if you go into a supermarket, you want to shop for the month, you're not going to buy one toothpaste, for example. You may buy 3 or 4, and that is kind of like how we sell things. And we sell them at really good prices. But you have to be a member to be able to shop with us. The only money that we make primarily is from the membership fees. So that's the concept. We've been operational for the last year and a half. We've been growing month on month, double digits. And I think the downturn in the economy was also kind of favorable during the lockdown. But it's been interesting.
Awesome. So you said you've been in business for like a year and a half. How has it been literally? Yeah, bringing this kind of concept, because I just heard about it some months ago,
Right.
and it was really interesting to know. So how's it been? How has the public taken to this concept?
Okay, so initially, I'll say for the first 3 months of business, it was not as expected. It was pretty low. A lot of people felt, in fact, a lot of the suppliers felt like we were not going to succeed. A lot of businesses felt as though it was ahead of its time. But I mean, we kept up. A lot of people will come into the store. They'll be like, "Oh, you have to pay a membership fee. Oh, you will soon remove the membership fee. When are you removing the membership fee?" And we've been consistent with the membership fee for the last year and a half. And every day we have 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 people coming in, walking in. They've heard about it. They've heard about the prices, and they pay the membership fee. So we have grown in leaps and bounds from inception till now. I think it's a bit challenging. It was a bit challenging at first, but I kind of knew that the essence of our business was the membership fee. Without it, we are out of business. I mean, we're not going to be making any money without it. So as people began to see the big differential in prices between the regular formal supermarket, wherever they shop in the neighborhood, to us, I mean, we're easily 25% less than wherever it is anyone is going to shop for. So if someone were to spend 100,000 on shopping in 1 month, they've already saved the 25,000 there.
No, awesome. So, COVID, when COVID hit, a lot of people just had their businesses go down. When COVID hit, especially Nigeria, what was the impact on you? Just knowing that we're shutting down the economy, things were going to get tight. What was the impact on you?
Okay, so when COVID hit, I think like most other businesses, we all felt it was far away in a foreign country and it wasn't going to really affect us, and all this talk about it doesn't affect black people. We just felt, look, if this thing is coming to Nigeria, then we need to make sure that we're not going to price gouge anyone. I mean, our members are here because of the prices, and we try to make sure that our prices remain consistent where, for example, hand sanitizers were going for as high as 20,000. Our prices remained the same throughout that period.
Yeah.
And then we also prevented people from trying to make a price, take advantage of our really good prices, so they'll just come and try to take up all our inventory. And we had a lot of supply challenges during that period, so we made sure that every family member was able to access those hand sanitizers at the same prices that they were getting them for. So that was interesting. Now, I think it was probably a day, it was on a Sunday that the announcement was made for the nationwide lockdown, Lagos State lockdown. And it was meant to be for Tuesday.
Yes.
So on Monday morning, we had our Monday meeting and we said, okay, look, guys, this is what's about to happen. We're an essential service. What do we need to do to be ready for this? So on that very day, we made some quick decisions. We reached out to one of our members who actually has an airline and has staff buses. Now the airlines are they're going to be closed.
Yeah.
So we said, your staff buses are not going to be functional. Can we use your staff buses during this period? Immediately we did that. So the drivers were supposed to be put on, I think, 3 months on paid leave. We took them on, plus the vans, maintained the vans, gave the drivers a job and a means of livelihood.
Awesome.
And now the vans were now supposed to go pick up every staff of Price Point from their homes and bring them to work. The same vans will then go deliver to every member supermarket or wherever. A lot of supermarkets closed during that period as well because they didn't know where to get inventory. So we were like the only place where they could actually get inventory safely. Now, also, we then, there are a few people who are Uber drivers on the regular, but because the economy was shut down, we then kind of hired them. We gave them the same coverage that we had to be able to move around during the lockdown, which is a letter from Lagos State allowing us to move around. So we then started to deliver groceries to our members at home. So we immediately, we were fluid in how we responded. We even had to start to advise some of our suppliers who were struggling as to, they were like, how are you guys able to move around? Say, okay, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to do. For some of our suppliers, we actually went to pick up the inventory from their warehouses. Some, we had to pick up their staff from home to take them to their warehouse to bring inventory to us. So we just kept being fluid. And I think one of the biggest things for us is, look, we refuse to lose. Wherever, if the economy says, yo, this is going to happen, we kind of just pivot to adapt to. I mean, that's what we are. We're human beings. We adapt. That's what we do. We adapt to every situation. So we didn't think that it was a shutdown. And I will tell you, in that period, we had a 400% growth in our numbers from March to April to May. I mean, it was because, like I said, we're the only ones that was actually set up. We had sufficient inventory set up to service supermarkets and families at the same prices.
Wow, awesome. So basically, your business was basically positioned for the situation, correct, and you were able to adapt very quickly.
Yes.
And that's so awesome. And how did you? So when your business, did you have any? Because I know any did your faith play any part in this? Is there anything from your faith that played any part in this?
I actually don't believe that there can be an entrepreneur that is faithless. I mean, to be frank, I actually do not believe that as an entrepreneur, by the nature of being an entrepreneur, you have a lot of faith. Because an entrepreneur is a visionary, someone that actually sees things before they happen, as in he doesn't know, he can see the future, and he says, this is what I want to envision, and I'm going to bring it to life. And that is faith. Right? And for me, and I think there was a time when I was working on setting this place up. At the point we had maybe 200 workers here doing the renovation, and there was a day I think I was going past a pit, a very deep pit that we're digging here, and I was a bit afraid that I was going to fall into the pit. So I told one of my workers, I said, I'm scared of passing that place every time because I'm scared I may fall into it. And he says, I don't think you're going to fall into the pit. And I said, why do you think so? He said, because you are employing over 200 people here who are then feeding their families, who are actually then existing as a result of you. So their prayers and your prayers, it's almost impossible for anything to happen to you. And that kind of went a long way for me. So since I began my entrepreneurial journey, my faith has grown in leaps and bounds. I mean, I will kid you not, as in there are times I know, I mean, something may be happening and I have no idea why it's happening, but I'm so at peace because I know that, I mean, God didn't bring me here to leave me here. So I know that there's a purpose for it. And my faith tells me that be at peace, be at rest. I'm doing something, you will soon see why. Sometimes the reason for whatever I'm going through I may see the reason in a year, but some is as quickly as the next day. Oh, this is why God did this. And most people are like, how are you at peace when you're doing all these things? I'm like, because He has guided me. And the more He guides you, the more you listen, the more your faith increases and increases. I mean, you begin to know that, look, whatever is happening is not the worst because there's someone that actually has you that can see the big picture. So faith, I mean, I think if I didn't have faith, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have gone this far. I wouldn't have believed that I could get this far. I mean, I spent close to 7 years pursuing the money to get Price Point. Now, there are times that I will be beat down. I will have been promised, the funds are going to be this, and then something goes wrong. Maybe one lawyer somewhere. I will go back to my house. I will lay on my bed for 2 or 3 days, and then I'll tell myself, okay, wait, maybe that money is not the good money. Maybe that's not the money I'm supposed to collect. So I'm just going to keep pushing along. Then I continue. I get up again, and I get disappointed again, and I do it again until finally, what the testimony that I have to give about Price Point's birth is completely amazing to me because everyone that I had relied upon to provide financing for Price Point disappointed me. Everyone. And I think on the 31st of December 2017, one of my friends in the US says, hey, look, I'm part of this investor group. I mean, we really don't want investment. We're all doctors. If you're interested, I mean, you can pitch to the group and let's see what happens. Now, I've known him since I was young, so I decided to join the group, and then I pitched, and then it took me 8 months to pitch to them, back and forth, long conversations, long calls. Ultimately, the person that introduced me, is also part of the group. He didn't invest.
Oh, wow.
He said, "Oh, I don't have any money." And they were like, "How can you bring someone to the group and you're not going to put your own money?" And it's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to buy a house, so I don't have." It's not like I don't believe in what he's doing. I just don't have the money. These guys all came together to invest in a business that was introduced to them by someone who did not invest.
Wow.
How do you explain that?
Yeah.
That's just God.
Yeah.
So no one human being can actually take, and it's a group. It's not like one person was the biggest. No, it's a group. So no one person can take the glory except God. I mean, there is no other way to explain it. None. Wow. Because everything showed that they shouldn't have done it. But they did.
Wow.
And here we are.
Wow.
I mean, in terms of valuation, shortly after that, we raised more money, and we raised money at probably 2-3 times what they invested maybe 4-5 months prior.
Wow.
And now we're in the process of raising again, and it's also going to, be more significantly higher.
Awesome. Now, someone walking into your establishment, which is a really fantastic establishment, really large, would wonder, and you talking about raising money, you talking about the months you put in, the hard work, the disappointing time. Somebody will be like, nah, he probably has someone that did something for him. So sometimes we also want to help people understand those times, those low points. How did you deal psychologically with those very low points where you thought that, okay, this money, is it going to come true? Is this business going to be a reality? Who's going to help me? Those, like you said, you went home and slept for 3 days. How did you deal with those periods in your life?
So I'm trying to be very careful how I answer this particular question. My faith didn't just happen overnight.
Okay.
I'm going to be very frank with you. God has been taking me through things in my whole entire existence that has been preparing my faith and my mind for these kinds of disappointments.
Okay.
Am I communicating?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I'll give you an example. I took when I finished from secondary school, I took the JAM. I prepared really hard for it. I was expecting to get maybe like a 390 out of a 400. That was because I had, you know how when you go to write the exam, you take all the answers and you give it to your teacher. The teacher marked it up and said, "Oh, you're going to get like a 385 or a 390. And I'm like, okay, has anyone actually gotten that? Anyway, long story short, JAM cancelled it.
Wow.
And said, "Oh, it's impossible for anybody to get this kind of score." Now, at the time, I had failed JAM in my SS2. Now, my classmates had passed, some of them had passed, and they were now in first year. I was home preparing for JAM the second time so that I could get into first year. Now, JAM then cancels it. I mean, I was distraught, I was devastated. I mean, I already been at home 1 year behind my mates. And then my father is like so upset, so he decides to sue JAM to court. But long story short, this thing was dragging. And then my teachers go, "Hey, look, why are we dragging JAM when he can actually take the A levels?" And my dad's like, "What's the A levels?" I said, "Okay, well, he can get into second year if he passes." I said, "But isn't A levels like a 2-year program?" So, well, we believe that he can do it, that most people do it in a year. But we believe that Tyre can do it in 3 months because technically the exam was actually in 3 months.
Wow.
So, and I asked them, I said, "Are you guys sure?" Because their faith in me, I took math in A levels and I did not take further math in secondary school.
Wow.
So A level math is further math.
Basically further math.
So they were like, "We believe that we can impart in you, your brain can accept the information that we impart within 3 months for you to pass. You may not get all A's, but you will pass." I said, "Okay, fine, what do I need to do?" So I started preparing. In 3 months, I went and took the A levels. And long story short, I have to tell you, I was clinically depressed when JAM cancelled my result. I mean, I would lay in bed. After like 3-4 days, I wouldn't get up. Then I would start to read the Bible. I was just reading the Bible, like page by page, like a storybook, just reading the Bible. I got into lag second year. Those mates that kind of left me,
Well, in your first year, or
we all now became.
Oh, right,
So I lost
right.
nothing because of the disappointment that I had gotten from JAM.
Jam.
Now, if I didn't get that disappointment, I'll have entered year one. I'll have been thankful to God. But that disappointment clearly was a lesson in teaching me that, look, some things may happen, but if you trust me, I will give you double for your trouble.
Wow.
So that is just one example. I've gone through so many different things in my life that I know that I have to go through challenges. Nothing is going to come easy to me. So because I know that, I'm not so moved when I face the challenges. I just know this is another thing for me to overcome. That's just it. So when I know that, and look, the Bible also talks about when Moses died. It's okay for you to grieve. It's okay for you to feel sad. It's just human nature, right?
Yes.
So, but after a few, I think it was a month or maybe 30 or 40 days, he just said, my servant Moses has died. Now get up.
Wow.
Like, you have grieved. Get up. It's time to move on. So you can't allow your mind to be submerged in this negativity, because that's what depression is. You're so overwhelmed by maybe I offended somebody somewhere, or maybe this happened, or maybe I didn't do it right, or maybe I failed. No, it is just part of the process.
No.
And if you accept that as part of the process, then you will get up again and keep moving forward. So you say, how many times should the righteous man fall? Like,
Yeah.
you know the story.
Absolutely.
Right?
Fantastic. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us three things? Three things. Just summarizing three things have been responsible for the level of success you're experiencing now as an entrepreneur. I just want you to share those three things so that people can hold on to it and say, you know what, if I can do these three things, if I can focus on these three things, can have this kind of psychology or philosophy of these three things, I'll be able to push through. Just give us three things.
Okay. So three things. So just so the audience knows, these questions were not pre-told to me, so I'm actually answering them as asking them. First, I will tell you is, as I've explained, is my faith. My faith in God, my faith in general, my faith in belief that there is a purpose for my existence. And if there's a purpose for my existence, God is using me to do exactly what He wants to use me for, and He's going to guide me and help me get there. That's one. Second thing is my resilience. Now, I think that kind of goes hand in hand. If you have faith, then you're more resilient. Right? If you know that, if you truly believe that God is behind what you're doing, then you are more, there's nothing that's going to be thrown at you, because you're like, you know, when God told Abraham that I'm going to make you a father of many nations, but this guy is like almost 90 something or going to 100, and he's like, I don't know, but he knows, because God has told him. There's a certain level of resilience going to have, like, well, even if I get to 250, God has actually told me that this is going to happen. So it doesn't matter whether it tarries or not, I'm going to hold strong, believing that it's going to happen. So the faith kind of goes with the resilience. And the last thing is my belief in what God has placed within me. Maybe you may call that faith, but half of the things that people struggle with in this world is not realizing how great they as a human being are, as in they don't know. And the honest truth is that we can do literally anything that we can conceive. If you start by believing in yourself, I tell people, I don't believe anyone is smarter than me. They may just be more experienced, they may be more exposed. But if you give me the same level of experience and exposure, I will surpass what that person has achieved. That's the honest truth. I don't believe that anyone anywhere in this world is better created than me. Because I'm created just the same as everyone else. And I believe in what God has created and placed within me. And those are the three things. So when people tell me, oh, how do you, I just don't think it's hard. I just think I'm going to do it. No matter how hard it gets, I just think I can do it. because I believe in myself. I believe in God. I believe in myself, and I believe that I have the stamina to do it.
Okay, so before we wrap up, so you said you've grown 400%. Are there any plans of expansion in the nearest future?
Yes. Okay, so part of the things that we're doing in a bid to forestall the impending recession, which we are beginning to feel already. People have lost their jobs. What we're trying to do is, and there's a significant inflation. We've seen prices of everything almost double. We've started to import our goods directly, which is, our prices have actually gone down because we've taken out another middleman, which is an importer or a wholesaler or whoever. So our prices have come down. So technically speaking, right now our prices range from, I think, 25% lower than a supermarket to as low as 50% of a supermarket.
Wow.
And we've also observed that the island community are the ones that are actually bearing the brunt of the highest prices. So we decided that we were going to do something that had never been done before. We're going to take our store and we're going to place it in an event center to actually give to the island community the prices that are unable to travel because of the closed Third Mainland Bridge.
Wow.
And also to give the event center some money which they haven't made in the last 6 months.
Oh, wow.
So
awesome.
we are, in a way, giving back to the event center, giving to the Lekki crowd, trying to make their lives better. So you don't have to trade down on your lifestyle because prices are going up, because there's going to be a price point at the podium on the 28th, this Friday till Sunday. We're going to see how it goes. We're bringing all our inventory and we're going to sell at our price point prices, and that's why we're here.
Wow. So you've heard it from Mr. Tayo. Be resilient, trust in God, believe in yourself. You know, if you can do all these things, the sky is the limit. Please enjoy the rest of the service.
Praise, he's worthy of our praises. Come on now. Oh yeah, oh yeah. What's it moving back there? Oh. Ijo. Hey! Somebody dancing to your next testimony. What's it moving back there? Ibanuje. Jehovah ti moving back there. Ibanuje. You say, hey! Oh yeah, my Johnny tell me yo. Somebody give him an unusual praise wherever you are, all over the world. Come on. Oh yeah, Ijo. Hey! Oh yeah, my Johnny tell me yo. He has done great and marvelous things. Come on. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's it. Hey. I serve a very big God. Oh.
It lives inside of me.
A very big God. Oh.
By my side.
Jesus. Okay. Come on now. Yeah. You cannot serve this awesome God and be a failure in life. Give him worship. Somebody put your hands together wherever you are all over the world. Oh yeah, Patewa. Oh yeah, that's it. One more time. Come on now. I say, I serve a very big God. Oh,
It lives inside of me.
a very big God. Everybody waiting for this one. Come on. Hey, come on, sir. Very big God, standing by my side, lives inside of me. Very big God, standing by my side, lives inside. Come on. I see me question the Merunu Naga. Simba, Simba, Wachuku, Simba, question the Merunu Naga. Simba, Wachuku, Simba, question the Merunu Naga. No. Question the Merunu Naga. Jesus. And you will do me, but you, amen, amen. Take me home. Hey, Baba, fire be Davida, oh. Baba, fire be Davida, oh. You said fire be Davida, fire be Davida, fire be Davida. Sir, fire be Davida.
Amazing. I really trust you were blessed like I was. The praise and worship electrifying. The word of God was so powerful. And let me tell you something, make sure you don't attend this service alone next week. Get all your colleagues, all your friends to be a part of this service. And of course, our Sunday service will be powerful online and on television. Get everybody to be a part of it. Before you go today, I want to say something to you. If you've not connected to any of our e-groups, you need to be a part of one. It's our platform to help you fellowship, to help you meet like-minded people, to where you can care and encourage each other and grow in Christ together. Nothing beats being in a circle of people that God can use to transform your life. And I want you to text the details that are showing on your screens. Just in case it was your first time, I hope you're really blessed. Remember to send us a text. We have resources that will help you in your Christian journey. Wow, the service has come to a close, but God's grace will not end in your life and your families. Remember to follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube, and click our notification link so that you never miss any service at all. Remain blessed, remain highly favored. Bye.